Welcome once again to Octane Mobile Gaming with your host iOctane. So that was my vault draw. So let's get straight into this week's deck. So this week is part 3 of anniversary month, and this week we got a Dark Mystic deck. So we're gonna have a look at the cards for this deck, and then we'll talk as we go along about the deck. So this is your ultimate form, Spirits United, and it creates 7 dark gems. If the hunt is active, it will spawn 7 power gem 4s instead. Cooldown is 5. Sorry, the charge rate is 5 and the cooldown is 1. So this card can be used on every turn. And as long as you've got the hunt active, it will produce 7 power gem 4s every turn. But looking at the other cards, which we'll take a look at soon, I don't think you can actually have the hunt active every single turn. But never mind, this deck can spawn gems every turn. Anyway, it's got 2 passive this week. It's got a cleanse where it cleanses up to 4 enemy debuff from a hero at the beginning of your next turn, at a rate of 1 debuff plus 1 additional per 100 Dark Slayer skill points. So it can get rid of 4 buff from 1 era each, but you have to have 300 skill points to actually clear that debuff from 4 of the cards on your deck. The second passive is attack boost. When you have 10 power gem 1s or greater on the board, it will increase Dark Slayer attack by up to 48%, which is quite good. It's a big increase in attack boost. It's at a rate of 12 plus an additional 12% per 100 Dark Slayer skill points. So that's not bad. And your killer skill for this week is Chaotic Killer. So that is your ultimate form for this week. It doesn't seem quite powerful as previous ultimate form. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna compare this ultimate form to last ultimate form, which was the Water Commander ultimate form. And the Water Commander ultimate form was quite powerful. And I'm just gonna speak a bit about that particular deck before we end this particular video. So we're gonna speak next about Karach the Golem, and this one will pretty much spawn 7 gems or 7 power gem 4s if the hunt is active. Cooldown again is 5, and cooldown again is 1, and the charge rate again is 5. It's got 1 plus passive on it, which will also cleanse 4 debuff at a rate of 1 plus an additional 1 per 100 Dark Slayer skill points. So you can cleanse all the debuff if you've got both cards active on your deck, which cleansing the debuff is not too bad. You've got 2 cards in the deck if you've got the full deck actually cleansing debuffs from your deck, so that is absolutely brilliant. So the debuff on this deck, the cleanse on this deck I mean, is quite good, and the attack boost is really fantastic. Apart from, I don't like cards that are totally dependent on another card enabling them to actually spawn power gems. I hate that. I sincerely hate that. So this Master Collection card and this ultimate form are no good on another deck without the ultra rare or the support card, if you see what I'm saying. So if I'm gonna take this ultimate form, I could not put this ultimate form with my Bioblitz deck. It wouldn't be of any use to me at all. Neither is the Master Collection card. And what I've been open for, I've been open for a Dark Slayer deck that spawns enough power gems where I could incorporate that deck into my Blitz deck, where I could actually power my Blitz deck and get massive amount of damage from that deck. But this is definitely not the deck. I haven't got the dark master dust, and I haven't got the dark ultra dust anyway, so won't be able to craft it. But if I could, I wouldn't craft this particular deck. Let's look at our ultra rare, and this ultra rare is Spirit Caller Het Cat, and what she does is heal for 400% of recovery at the beginning of your next turn. If this hero attacks while this skill is active, it will spawn 5 power gem tools and apply the hunt status for 1 turn. It has a charge rate of 10 and a cooldown of 5. You've got your ultimate form, you've got your master collection card, and for argument's sake, you've only got 1 ultra rare on the deck. That leaves you with 2 additional space on your deck. If you've got the main card, that leaves you space for only 1 support card. I'm assuming that your support card will also be a 5-turn cooldown, so it will be every 3 turns you'll be able to activate one of these battle skill. This is a Slayer event, so at the beginning of the battle, you want to pop your deck and you want to attack on the next turn. This deck will not attack on the next turn. You'll have to pop your deck, you'll have to activate your ultra rare or your support card, and on the 3rd turn, you will create just a few power gems. So this one will create 5, your master collection will create 7, and your ultimate form will create 7. So that gives you a grand total of 19 power gems. This one has got the passive on it as well. When 10 power gem ones are greater or is on the board, it will increase your attack as well. So your ultra rare and your ultimate form will give you an attack boost of 48% depending on how much skill point you've got on the board. For argument's sake, you've got 400 Dark Slayer skill points. You will get 48% from your ultra rare and 48% from your ultimate form, which is a massive boost to your deck, but your deck isn't producing enough power gems to actually benefit from that attack boost, if you see what I'm saying. Let's take a look at our support card for this week. So the support card for this week will heal for 200% of hero recovery at the beginning of your next turn. If this hero attacks while the skill is active, it will spawn 2 dark power gem ones. Now, any support card that actually heals and spawns power gems are good support cards. So this is a good support card. It's not a brilliant support card, but it's a good support card where it's gonna give you 2 power gem ones. Not much support cards are out there that actually gives you power gems, especially in Slayer events. So this will give you 2 power gem ones, which is not too bad, and apply the hunt status for 1 turn. The good thing about this card, it doesn't need skill points to actually apply the hunt status. That's absolutely brilliant. Whereas last week the support card needed 200 water commander skill points to actually implement its status. This one doesn't, which is good. Charge rate is 10 as well, and the cooldown is 5. This one hasn't got any passive, but it's okay because it's a support card. So the support card is not too bad. It's an attacker as well, which means it will do a lot of damage. An attacker will do more damage than a warrior. A warrior has got high health, but an attacker has got high damage output. So your support card can be used this week as one of your main attacking cards if you're a free-to-play player and you haven't got much cards that you can use. This is a good card to put on your deck. You only need other cards that are gonna spawn gems and power gems, and if you got 2 of these, you've got a good deck. Not a brilliant deck, but you've got a good deck, a reasonably good deck. So let's take a look at the main card or the event card. I like to call it the event card because It's much easier to remember, because when I call it main card, it's MC, just like master collection card. So when I use the acronym, it doesn't really, it's not really that clear. So let's take a look at our event card. So our event card, our main card as it's called, spawns 4 dark gems. If the hunt is active, it spawns 4 power gem ones instead. Charge rate is 5 and the cooldown it's 1 as well. So the main card, the master collection card, and the ultimate form each have a 1 turn cooldown, so they can be used on every turn to spawn gem. So they're not just power gem spawners, they're also gem spawners, but they don't spawn as much gems or power gems. This one spawns 4, your ultimate form 7, and your master collection 7. So that's 18 gems on the board, or 18 power gems, plus you've got your ultra rare, which will give you 5, so 18 and 5 is 23, and if you got your support card, 2 from your support card, which gives you a grand total of 25 gems. So as a standalone deck, this particular deck will give you 25 power gems on the board. You've got your attack boost as well, which will increase the damage output of the deck. But apart from the attack boost from your ultra rare and your ultimate form, this deck is really not that powerful. It is not a deck that can be used in combination with, say, 2 other ultimate forms from previous decks and master collection cards from previous decks, or even this deck. You need the ultra rare or the support card along with your master collection, event, or your ultimate form, which does not make this deck very diverse or very useful. So personally for me, if I had the gems or the dust, I would not craft this deck. If I had won the master collection or the ultra rare from the pack, I would be happy, because it's always good to have a master collection or ultra rare. Or even if I got both and I could craft the ultimate form, I would craft the ultimate form, because I wouldn't have used my dust or my gems to get it, if you see what I mean. It would have been a free ultimate form. Apart from that, I would not invest in this particular deck. Let's have a look at the relic and see if the relic is any better. So it does what it's meant to do. It will increase your attack. It will increase the attack of Applicable Era by 1856. It will create 1 dark gem for at the beginning, 1 dark gem for every Dark Slayer on the deck at the beginning of the battle. It will increase Dark Slayer skill points. Ultimate end shot. It will create 1 power gem free if there's 12 or more dark gems existing on the board. This is upgraded to Dark Power Gem 4s as long as Chaotic Killer is active. The cooldown is 1 turn. 50% chance every 5 turns to apply the hunt at turn begins, stacked with other similar effects. So your relic for this week can also apply the hunt. So you have a 50% chance that your relic will apply the hunt, which actually makes the difference with the deck. So seeing the relic, I would say your master collection card or your ultimate form probably could be used on another deck, but you only have a 50% chance of creating those 7 power gem 4s by just using the relic on that combination, which for me it's not really great, because you have a 50% chance to create 7 power gem 4. You need a 100% guarantee that when you activate your master collection card or you activate your ultimate form, when it's used in combination with another deck and you haven't got the ultra rare or the support card on it, that you will actually get your 7 power gem 4s. apart from that, for me it's a no-no. Ultimate attack, increase attack of this relic by an additional 100% as long as Chaotic Killer is active. Ultimate divinity, increase Dark Slayer recovery by 12.99% and Dark Slayer attack by 278% per Dark Slayer ultimate relic. Ultimate relics are really good to have. Last week I did manage to get the second relic to create the ultimate relic. I got it from the 1000 gem vault where you get the 4 cards. I spent 2000 gems last week and I got the second relic, so I created the ultimate relic. I didn't manage, however, to get I did manage last week to get the ultra rare from the 1000 gem vault. I did manage. So I got the ultra rare first from the first 1000 gem vault, and I managed to create ultimate form because I did get the master collection card from the vault, the first vault that I opened. Now I managed to get the relic on the second 1000 gem vault, which is really good. I like the 1000 gem vault. I'm quite lucky with the 1000 gem vault, and that's where I've been getting most of my cards and relics from, and I think it's a wonderful idea. I love the vault anyway. I'm all sold on the vault, so the vault is quite good, especially 1000 gem vault. I'm VIP just for this month, so I get extra card as well, which is quite useful. This week we get an extra card and we get legendary gifts when we open the vaults. So I did get a lot of legendary gifts. Don't know what I think. Here is the second half to the relic. Did get quite a bit of gifts, as you see from the vault opening, and in my guild there are players which are not very strong. So if players which are not very strong need these gifts, people like myself will give those gifts to them. Or if you've got probably a hero that you need to craft, or a legend that you want to get up to 6-star, 5-star, you probably trade between each other. So my guild is really good when it comes to gift. You will get the gift free, or you can trade the gift, and we help out each other. I love my guild that I'm in. So this one, which is Underworld Champion, it will increase the attack as well, and this one is a bit weaker than the main one. The main relic is always stronger than the second relic, but the second one is very difficult to get. Piercing Bow, it creates 1 dark gem as well per Dark Slayer hero. Dark Slayer skill point, it increased Dark Slayer skill point, which is really good. End Shot, it will create a power gem free, but it will not be upgraded to power gem 4. Feline Power Prowess, 10% chance every 5 turns to apply the hunt. So this one is a 10% chance, not like the other one, which is a 50% chance. And Divinity is increased Dark Slayer recovery by 3.6%. So this one is not as strong as the main relic, but it's still good to have this one to create your ultimate relic and put both of them on your deck. So do I recommend this deck this week? No, not a chance. If you've got the dust, I would say if you don't really need a Dark Slayer deck, don't get this one. But if you really want to craft the deck, it's up to you well if you want to craft this deck, because I think this deck is going to do a lot of damage in this week's event because it's the event deck. But going forward, it will not be as valuable and it will not be as powerful. So I can't recommend this deck. Shiny Hero. So this is new, where if you get the Master Collection card, the Ultra Rares, and the main card, along with the free card needed to get your extra dust, you can craft your Shiny Hero. Now this is absolutely brilliant. This is a brilliant idea. because if like me, from time to time you do have the free cards and you do get the Master Collection card, the Ultra Rare and the main card, like I did last week, you can get a second Master Collection card, the Shiny Master Collection card, which has got a higher base stat, which is really good. So say for a deck like the Fire Blitz deck, if you've got a second Master Collection card, it makes the deck quite powerful. The Fire Slayer deck, week before last, if you had a second Master Collection card, which I had 3 Master Collection card, it made the deck, or it makes the deck quite more powerful. This week, if you get the shiny hero, manage to get the shiny hero, it will make your deck a bit more powerful because you will create an additional 7 Power Gem 4s if you've got the hunt active, which makes the deck a bit more powerful because your Master Collection card, your Ultra Rare and your Ultimate Form are going to put out a lot of power. The Master Collection puts out more power than your Ultra Rare, your Event and your Support card, which makes it the second most powerful card on the deck, which is quite good the more of them you have, because you can only get 1 Ultimate Form, but you can have quite a few Master Collection cards. So I believe this idea is a wonderful idea. I hope Network keeps this idea after this week, and I hope they keep the vault as well. Those are 2 good ideas which they've now implemented in the game, but as we know, Network always go ahead and change stuff. The 3 cards that we need this week. Oh, I forgot to say, the deck itself is not only a Slayer deck, but it's also a Bounty deck. So you've got the 15 times bonus on the Ultimate Form, so it's a Slayer and a Bounty, and in Bounty Dungeon, which starts UK time 1 a.m. and American time, America's got 3 time zones, so it depends where you are in America. If you've got the Eastern Standard Time, I think that is in Miami, is 7 o'clock, and if you've got Pacific Time, I think that's 5 o'clock. Might be wrong, but I'm just spitballing it here. So it starts Sunday morning in the UK. It starts 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the Pacific, and it starts like the time zone, Eastern Standard Time, which is the time zone from Miami. It starts at, I think, 8 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. So your bounty, if you've got the Ultimate Form, your bounty trophy will be multiplied by 15 times, which is absolutely brilliant. But to get the most out of your bounty dungeon, you need keys, because you only get a certain amount of keys to use until you lose the 15 time bonus when the event ends. So your Ultra Rare is a 13 times bonus in bounty as well, and so is your Master Collection card, 13 time bonus. And if you manage to get the second Master Collection card, the shiny one, you have an extra 13, so it's quite a big boost to your trophy count. Your support card will only be 10, a 10 times bonus. This is your 5-star stat, it will go up to 10 time bonus. So if you manage to get, say, 3 support cards, you would get 30 time bonus. Not as much as if you have the big cards like your Ultra Rare and Master Collection card, but it is quite a bit of bonus because all the other cards are 5 time bonus. This one, however, will be a 10 times bonus because it's a featured card in this week's event. I've got this card on my deck. It's a 6-star, so I've got a 10 times bonus on the bounty dungeon for this particular card. So this card is a bounty card. It's not really that good for Slayer. It is a Slayer as well. I've got a copy, as I said, but it doesn't really do much. So I've only got this card for 2 things: bounty dungeon, and like now in the event, it's one of the cards that you need to get the extra dust. So I'll go ahead and collect my dust, 600 master dust. This card is the best of the free card, Kaliba. So Kaliba Gnosis Incarnate is a gem destroyer. It's one of the first gem destroyer that I actually obtained when I started playing the game. The two best card I had on my deck when I started playing the game was this one, Kleber, and the Fallen One. And those two cards, I ran those two cards on my deck in my first Dark Slayer event. I didn't do brilliant because I didn't know much about the game, didn't know to put a deck together, didn't know to play the events or nothing. So I was just playing and blindly going through the event. So I did not do very well in the event, did not obtain a lot because I did not know how to actually play the game. And that is why I started making videos. I have, however, put a pause on my how to play videos because the game has been changing quite a lot since this year. But I'm gonna start my how to play videos again from the beginning in the next month or two, and I'm gonna put that playlist up for new players so new players can get a lot of tips from these videos because I've learned quite a bit since I started playing this game. So that's the best of your free cards, Kaliba. And the last card that you need is this one. This one can be obtained from the dust shop. I did not have it on my deck and I just went to the dust shop, went through the dust shop. It's a card that comes up quite often. I got it, I took it up to 5-star, and here you go, I can actually collect my dust. It's not a very good card, it's not worthwhile having in your deck. So that card, if you manage to get it from the dust shop, if you want to keep it, you can keep it, but I've got it from the dust shop, I've collected my dust, so now I'm gonna go back and dust it, because if I need it again, I can go back to the dust shop and actually get it for 20 dust. However, I've lost the material that I used to actually upgrade it to 5-star, which it's no problem anyway. So that's your cards for this week. That's your deck for this week. The deck is not very good. Don't go spending your gems, your dust, or anything. If you do get it from the vault, get it from the vault. If you get the relic, if you can get the second relic, do get the second relic. I managed to get a relic on the third spin. I can get a second relic on the fourth spin, which will cost me 2,000. It will basically cost me 2,500 gems if I go up to the well, I got done the third tier. The third tier is where it's guaranteed, really. But if I wanted a second one, I could go up to the fourth tier, but it's a main relic. It's not the relic that I need to craft the ultimate relic. I would probably wait until the 1,000 gem vault comes out and try my luck there. I've got 2,360 gems, and I'm planning to use 1,000 to buy one of the 1,000 gem vault and see if I get the second relic there. If I don't, I'll save the rest of my gem for next week, which next week will be a green commander event. So I'm gonna have a look at the deck for last week. So deck for last week, which was a water commander deck, I would say is one of the most powerful deck when it comes to commander event. It was a deck that I could actually use to do one turn attacks, even when the bosses got up to 250, level 250. I could just use a one turn attack. First turn, bosses are dead. It's quite a powerful deck. As you can see, I've got a 1 pink star master collection card, which is awoken 3 times, and this card is very powerful. Was very powerful in its event, and even going forward, this card will be really powerful. The master collection card was really good as well. The ultra rare was absolutely brilliant. I got 2 copies of Seabound Sniper, and they were absolutely brilliant during the event. They worked quite well. So did my support card as well. They work quite a treat. This card, I use it from time to time, Sea Swelling Titan, within the deck, and it worked really, really brilliant. I'm just a bit gutted that when I tried to get the Master Collection card to craft the ultimate form, I wasn't lucky enough to get it on the second tier of the revival pack. I'll try again next time, because I really would like to get the the ultimate form for that particular deck. So last week deck was really powerful, it was really good, and it was really effective. I got the full deck, I got the ultimate relic as well, and I've got 3 additional relic, which is really brilliant. So I've got a really good water commander deck going forward. So now I'm focusing mainly on my water slayer deck, which is okay but not brilliant. So let's start decks. So when the event starts later on tonight, 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. UK time, I won't be up, I'll be sleeping. So tomorrow morning when I wake up and get ready to go to work, I'll start playing when I'm on the bus, and this is the deck that I'm going to be running. It's got 2 of the event card, which is Slime Launcher Steve, and it's got the ultimate form Bio Blitzer. It's got the Freedom Fighter. No, the ultimate form, sorry. The ultimate form is the Freedom Fighter, but the Master Collection card is Bio Blitzer. And that's where the deck actually gets its name. It gets its name from the Master Collection card, the Bio Blitz deck. And the Bio Blitz deck is one of the most powerful deck in the game. And I'm hoping it hasn't been nerfed, because its kill skill is also one of the featured kill skill for this week. And so it's not in that news link, it's in this news link. So Chaotic Killer is the main kill skill for this week. It's super effective, but Immortal Killer is also effective against more enemies. So some of the enemies will actually be running Immortal, and my Bio Blitz deck has got Immortal Killer, and it's a dark and it's a slayer. So this deck will be a very, very valuable deck in this week's event. So if you've got the Bio Blitz deck, you don't need to get this deck, because this deck will not work quite well with your Bio Blitz deck. If you've got Hell Beauticious Decay, some people's got, I've got 2 copies. 2 copies is quite brilliant. I've only got 1 copy, and I've got a copy of Soul Reaper, but I'm not running Soul Reaper in the deck this week. I'm gonna run Slime Launcher Steve, 2 copies of Slime Launcher Steve. I've got the relic, the main relic. I've already powered it up to 30. It's on the deck, so I'm ready to set and ready to go for the event when it starts. Tomorrow we'll look at other combinations that we can use within the deck. That's when I do my possible deck combos. I'll be showcasing the support card. I'm expecting to get a second copy from the collection. Hopefully I can get the event card or the main card from the 5-star collection. I'll showcase that as well. If not, I'll just showcase the cards that I have. But that's all I've got for you today on the deck. As I said, the deck is not very powerful, and it's not very, I don't think it's very effective, and it is not diverse. It can't be used with any deck. So personally for me, I wouldn't go for it if I had the gems or the dust. But as I said, it's up to you what you would like, what you want. I would encourage you to save your dust, not for the next Dark Commander event, but probably for the next Slayer event. So this is Ayatane saying, like, subscribe until tomorrow when we do our possible combo. Peace and enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks. Bye for now.